Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to this MYXclusive interview. I am BJ IE from the #1 music channel in the Philippines, Mix, and we have an international artist joining us today, all the way from Indonesia. She is just 15 years old, but already she has co-directed and co-produced the music video for her song Flawed. Please welcome, for her first ever MYXclusive interview, Lilli QueenB.
Hi everyone! It's so good to be here. I'm so honored to be sharing my experiences as well as my song today. So thank you so much.
Aw, thank you so much for saying that. We are so thrilled to have you here. Your song is amazing. Your voice is so crystal clear. I love it. And of course, we saw your dancing skills as well in your music video. But before we talk about all that, let's first talk about your beginnings. Lilli, if that's okay, like we want to know, how young did you start? Because you're just 15 and you're doing all that now. So how young did your love for music start?
Wow, my love for music started when I was 5. I started singing, when I was 5, just for fun. And then I started dancing when I was around, I think, 7. I started ballet classes, actually. Then I started my love for songwriting last year, actually. I'm very new to it. And
Wow.
I think I love music a lot. I started loving music because of the Grammy Award. I was like, when I was 5, I was looking at the Grammy Awards and I was like, I want to be there. It's like, I want to have my electric guitar and I didn't know how to play guitar, by the way. I was bad at it. But the important part was I would look so cool. So then I started guitar lessons, even though that didn't really last that long. But yeah.
Oh, and at what age did you start learning the guitar?
I think it was around 6.
Wow, 6 years old.
Yeah, but then
Wow.
I stopped when I
Uh-huh.
was around 8. So right now the only instrument I can really play, I would know how to look at the notes and everything, is
Yeah.
the ukulele. I'm not gonna lie, the ukulele.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm really starting to play the piano, but it's
Mm-hmm.
very autodidact, so I'm teaching myself. But yeah.
Ooh, but you're just 15, so I think, and since you said you just started songwriting just last year, so a lot can happen within a year, in 2 years. So we'll never know. You might be like the next John Mayer or something in the next 5 years. But okay, so you started pretty young. So when did you start realizing that you really want to make a career out of this?
Wow. I started realizing it, I think, when I was 10, for a performing artist in general. Since I am also an actress, I act in
Mm-hmm.
musical theater. I started
Mm-hmm.
realizing I want to make a career out of it when I was 10, because after my first debut musical theater career, I guess, I was casted in a film.
Uh-huh.
So I was already I got an opportunity where I could start working already as a child artist. So I guess that's when I realized, oh, this is what I'll be doing for the rest of my life. But then, because of the COVID, we can't shoot any more films and
Yes.
things like that, and I can't go on stage anymore. So then, the moment I realized I want to start making a career for music is when I started, I released my first ever single that I
Mm-hmm.
wrote. And mind you, it was not really that super professional because I was just starting out. I had this very small mic. Yeah, I borrowed it from a friend and I recorded it in my closet.
Ooh, oh, that's a
And
good spot. You know,
yeah,
to erase all the echoes of the room.
it was supposed to be a good spot. Yeah, it was supposed to be, but I live in a place where most festivals are. And there
Oh
were,
no.
yeah, there were so many people racing during
Uh
this
huh.
pandemic, which was it was very annoying. And there was also so many people singing too outside, so it was really frustrating, but I made it work. I was using the closet. I had this blanket all over it to make
Uh
sure
huh.
it was like a studio, and I
Mm-hmm.
had this incredible person doing my mixing and mastering, so it sounded much better than it actually was. And also I did everything based on what I know. So like my ukulele, I played it by myself. There was no like
Mm-hmm.
cable. I didn't use GarageBand. I even
Ooh.
edited in InShot. See, that
Oh
was
yes, I use that too.
see it's like really just what I've known. But then I got so many people saying that it was actually pretty good. um Based on the circumstances, it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, I really enjoyed doing this. There was really no rules for me because I think there was a part of my in my life where I stopped singing because I got so many criticism that time, like as a 5 year old, and I just couldn't handle it at the time because lots of people were saying that my voice isn't good enough. My voice wasn't princessy enough as a 5 year old, and my voice isn't just what the market wants last time. And I actually sang for fun as a 5 year old, and I was pretty sad and a bit traumatized if I have to be honest. Like, I hated singing. I didn't want to sing at all. If someone asked me to sing, I would cry because it's like, no, don't pressure me anymore. But then when I realized about songwriting, you don't really have any rules. There's no such thing as a market for your own song, and
Yes.
there's no really such thing as right and wrong because it's your own song. You make the rules. Then I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like that 5 year old girl who started singing before the criticism came. That's what I felt. I felt free. I felt so happy. I felt like this is something that I want to do. And I guess that's when I started realizing I want to start my own music career.
Ooh, wow. That was a lot to digest. And I just kept on thinking when you were talking about your insecurities as a kid, did those help you write Flawed? Because you
Oh
kind of
my god.
tackled some of those in the lyrics.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, the flood song just like represents my whole entire life. So that my whole entire life, like everything that I've been through, is all
Mhm.
summed up to that 4 minute song. I guess that's why it's so long. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. It's amazing that you're just 15 and you have that depth with songwriting in your songwriting. It's like you've gone through a lot in your life at just 15 years old. So please tell us how you were able to write this. Do you remember where you were, how the idea came to you?
So it was quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of time. I think it's because I don't really have a lot of friends that is very close to me, and I don't really share like a lot of my past with a lot of people. Last time I was very cooped up about it. Now I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to heal and trying to be more open to it instead of being ashamed of it. I'm
Uh-huh.
trying to embrace it, and I think that is when I started writing this song or writing Flawed, because I said I want to close all this trauma chapter behind me. I want to start growing up more freely, and because of this whole experience, I think that's why I couldn't do simple things like socialize, because I was so used to people criticizing me. I was scared that everywhere I go, people would judge me. And that's where I started. No, I don't want to be like this anymore. I want to
Mm-hmm.
close this. So then I wrote Flawed. Originally, uh, it was with the ukulele, and I remember I was in my own room. I was
Your favorite
sobbing.
ukulele.
Yeah, I was sobbing so hard. Like each
Oh.
verse, I was sobbing because it just made me remember so much, because most of my life I was trying to hide it. I was trying to be like in denial because I didn't want to think about it anymore. You know, it's my past. It doesn't define me. But yeah, so opening that back up was really hard. But
Yes.
overall, I loved how it turned out, and I
Mm-hmm.
actually wrote the song for me. I didn't really wanted to release it yet because it was like it was so private, you know, it was so personal. It was like my diary. It was like
Mm-hmm.
my journal. If I share it to people, you know, like people could judge me more. But then I was like, okay, you know what, let's release this. This is probably going to be like my only song where everything was so personal and everything was about me and not about what others want and what can other people relate to. It's just really purely my life, my experience. And you know, it wasn't really, when I wrote it, I didn't really think about if people were going to relate to it. But thankfully, after I released it, there were so many people who were saying, thank you so much for writing this. I've been facing this because of society. Every day I open my phone, there's a new beauty standard, and oh god, it's like I don't know what to do. So even though this song doesn't provide me answers, it's something that I can cry to and like
Mm-hmm.
release all this tension and release all this feelings too. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's like my main goal. I wanted to do music because music is what helped me go through this whole situation. Because
Mm-hmm.
of music, I wanted to get up every day and push myself to socialize, to give people chances, to
Mm-hmm.
stop assuming people would judge me the whole time. That's because of music. And when I wrote Flawed originally, I said, I want this song to be like what I wanted when I was like that 5-year-old girl. I need this song to be what would help her. So
Yes.
it was so cool that this song could help so many teens, um, guy and girl,
Mm-hmm.
apparently. So this is just so cool. And I was very happy that I actually wrote it and published this song.
Yes, I learned from one of the best songwriters here in the Philippines when writing a song, imagine that no one else would hear it but you. So, in that case or in that sense, you wouldn't be thinking about what others would think about what you wrote. You wouldn't be too conscious about that. And I think that's what happened to you. That's why the result is that it's very vulnerable and people can relate to it so much because you didn't hold back. And that's one of the things that we love about this song, Flawed. Now, given that it has that huge effect, it has helped so many people. They have reached out to you, they have commented, really, really great feedback. How pressuring was it to create a music video for it? Because you have to turn the music into a visual thing for this. And why did you decide to co-direct and co-produce it?
Okay, wow. So when I released it, I had so many great responses, and Spotify Asia actually was really supporting it. So when I realized I had to make a music video, because it was really recommended by
Yes,
Duo
and
Music.
congratulations, you were on the cover of many playlists in
Yeah,
Spotify.
that was so crazy. I actually got the news exactly after I released it. Like I think I released it
Wow.
at 12 o'clock at night, and
Mm-hmm.
then the next morning I immediately, like, people reached, like, Spotify Asia said, "Oh, you know what? We decided to support your music, so we
Oh,
like put you on the cover." And I'm like, "Oh no, this is so crazy."
wow.
I was bouncing up and down, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is happening to me!" Like, it's not even released like 24 hours ago. This was like so crazy. But when I realized I had to make the music video, I only had 1 week I think 1 week to think on what to do. Then I
Ooh.
have to start planning, and then I had to shoot it. Okay, so this is really interesting. It was actually one of the most scariest parts in my life, because I said that I would be making the music video on. I would release it on the 19th of February, which was my mom's birthday, because
Mm-hmm.
my mom really wanted that as a gift, and me as a
Oh.
daughter, I was like, oh, let's just do it. I believe I can do it. And yeah, I decided I wanted to co-direct, write the whole thing, like co-write
Uh-huh.
also, and dance in it, is because filming is something that I am actually really into, like
Mm-hmm.
content creating. I'm actually a content creator, so I know, like, I wanted to co-direct this because I want this music video to be very me, just like the song. I don't want it to be, what the like, for example, what the director wants or what the writer
Yes.
wants. I want every single element to be me.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, honestly, I really thought that the music video was going to be really difficult to understand, because I'm a very complex person when it comes to writing. I'm not really sure if people could understand it. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, after I released it, there were lots of people saying it was so cool. I've never seen this before. It was different. And different was a very compliment. It was a compliment for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I originally wrote this because, like, I wrote the how do you explain the music video? Okay, so when it comes to flowers, I used a lot of flowers in the music video. It was blue, and it
Uh-huh.
was it was fake, because I realized, you shouldn't, harm real flowers. So I used the blue flowers as praises and as expectations. So that was one
Okay.
of the highlights of my music videos.
Uh-huh.
And I realized, I think that is reasons why I was lost in my life. Like, I didn't know who I was anymore, because I was listening to these praises. I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to feel like I'm good enough. And because of that, I think I started to lose myself, because I,
Mm-hmm.
I became, like, a people pleaser, if I was going to be
Yes.
honest.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, when I was dancing, I was blindfolded. I'm not really
Uh-huh.
sure if you could see it because of the lighting, but I was blindfolded. And
And the
that was just,
hair, the huge hair. By the way,
yeah.
why did you decide to curl your hair for this?
Oh, yeah, because when I was younger, I had a curly hair. And I was like, oh my
Oh.
God, let's bring that back for this sake. Like, let's bring it back. I already dyed it brown anyways, because I
Mm-hmm.
used to have blue hair, but I dyed it
Oh.
brown. So I was like, okay,
Okay.
just so, like, at this moment, you know what, let's just go with, like, my childhood self. So then um I used the blindfold to represent me just following it, like being blinded. I didn't really see
Yes.
the good in me anymore, the good in the real me anymore. I was just,
Mm-hmm.
oh, praises, expectations, give it to me, so I could feel better about myself. And the reason why I made the whole dance scene was because, I think you saw it, there was like a silhouette. It
Mm-hmm.
was because it represented the real me, if you understand. It represented the little kid that I lost. So in the music video, you could see me dancing opposite from her, and it was
Oh.
just to represent that I was doing exactly the opposite of what I wanted to do. So I think that would make sense. So yeah, and everything was really fantasy like, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not really realistic. Like, when there was a part where it's realistic, and there was a part where it represents, like, the mental situation.
Yes. Thank you so much for explaining all the symbolisms. But one thing I'm really curious about is the water. Like what did that symbolize? Like you were submerged in water in this music video.
Okay, so I think there were a lot of water at the end. So let's start with the bathtub one, because I think
Mhm.
that was the start before I was in the
Mhm.
pool. So the bathtub represents, I think, for me, being in the bathtub was really just to symbolize the loneliness of it, because if you're in a bathroom, you're all by yourself, you don't
Mm-hmm.
know what can happen in the bathroom. Like you could cry and nobody would know because they would just think you're showering. So
Mm-hmm.
that is why I chose the bathroom, because usually I cry there. I cry there so that no one would see me and that I could have a private area where I can just release all my tears and anger. And for the pool scene, it was to represent drowning. It wasn't really exactly realistically drowning, but mentally it felt like that. And the reason why I was like covering my mouth was because it was like you're screaming, but you don't want other people to hear it. It's like you're screaming, but you're still scared that someone will come
Mm-hmm.
in and just say, "Why are you crying? It's not even a big deal." That's the harsh part of it. You're underwater, you're supposed to scream for help, but still you're still thinking, what would happen if someone see me? That is the whole purpose of the pool
Wow.
thing.
That is pretty deep. I do not believe you're just 15 years old. You are like a 40-year-old trapped in a 15-year-old's
I get
body.
that a lot.
Wow. Okay, so that explains why, the emotions are really running wild in this music video and in this song. No wonder, a lot of people are really looking up to you as well. And we can't wait for you to release more songs. So, is there another song in the works? What else can we expect from you this 2021?
Whoa, I am working on one song, but at the moment, actually, besides music, I'm going to devote my life, I think, to charity as well. It is something really unexpected, but this year, I would be making like a program for the underprivileged children in Indonesia, and I would love to help them get a better chance in life through arts, since arts in here is quite, really rare for people who don't really have a stable life to learn. It is
Mm-hmm.
something that isn't really as regular as academics here. So I
Yes.
was like, you know what? These kids earn money in on the streets through arts. They sing to get money. They dance and make music to get money. So it's like, I'm pretty sure with the right training, these kids can go so far in the future. They could be talented musicians because they learned everything by themselves. They could be talented musicians, talented dancers, and like all they need is the right training. Because I went through the same thing. I didn't come from a privileged background. I remembered that I had to learn everything by myself while thinking what to have for dinner. So all I wanted to have when I was younger was a chance to show that I could do it if you just train me, if you would give me the opportunity. I promise I would be something that could really make people proud. And I was like, these children needs that in their life. So what I'll be doing this year is I'll be making like a musical film, like a short film, where I'll be writing the song, I'll be choreographing it, I'll be directing it,
Wow.
and I will be producing it. And it was, yeah, that's what I'll be doing. So far, I'm in the middle of, I'll be shooting it on March, which is really crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very nervous because I'm not even
Ooh.
done yet with the song. But so far, for my um, music, I am planning to release it soon. I'm not really sure, but to give a little like expectation, is probably something that is less personal, but and less deep, but so much more that people can laugh to. Because I'm the kind of person, when it comes to, I think it would be kind of like this anti-love song, but not like
Mhm.
I hate love, not because of that, but it's more like I think I would be writing a song for those best friends who had to go through like, I don't know if you went through this, but for the whole part of my life, I was this one friend who would have to listen to this other friend complain because they were dating this F boy. And I have to
Yes,
say,
yes.
yeah, I have to be the one who give like 1,000 advices, which I had to think of. And yet they don't even use it. So I was like, let's write a song for these best friends, like this girl, because I
Mhm.
wish I had that song, because I felt underappreciated. I felt like I was used. Like, why do you want to call me that? Because you were heartbroken. I told you not to date this guy. And
Yes.
I wanted to write a song about that, but I hope that would work out. And I think I will also be releasing another song, but I'm not really sure which one. I write so many songs, but
Mm-hmm.
it's really hard to rewrite them because once you're stuck in that similar, like that same lyric, it's hard to change it. So let's see how it goes. I hope I would finish that song about the best friend being used.
We have no doubt, or we have no worries that you will be able to finish that. And it's great that you're writing about best friends again, because you also have a song called Dear Best Friend, right?
Yeah, oh my god, that song was the one that I recorded in the closet. That
Oh, okay.
that song was really, really bitter. If I was gonna be honest, I go back and I was like, oh my god, I'm so bitter, because I had this friend, this really close friend. She was my neighbor. She was my dance mate, and she was my school friend as well. We did everything
Mm-mm.
together, and then because of growing up, and our differences, we got very distant and we started like not liking each other, which is really sad because I was that one girl who tried everything to maintain the friendship. But
Mm-hmm.
if people want to go, you have to let them go, or not
Yes.
you will feel like you're the burden, and you will feel like it would just make the whole situation worse, if I'm gonna be honest. So I wrote that song to close that chapter as well. There were a lot of healing in 2020 for me, specifically because I before 2020, before the quarantine, I didn't have time to
Mm-hmm.
really sit down and like, okay, I'm at this point in my life. I was like, okay, I got this job, yay, next job, next job, next job, all about portfolio and scholarship, because I know the only thing that is gonna let me go to college is scholarship. Like I can't pay for like my tuition for sure, so I need at least a scholarship. So all my life I've been just like accumulating portfolios and just enough credits so people could give me a chance to go to college. And because of that, I think I didn't really have a good friend life. I didn't really have a good, social life as well, because all I did was just work and art and work and art. Never really, okay, hangout time, break
Mm-hmm.
time. And I was homeschooled too. So imagine my social life. It was like non existent. So the
Uh-huh.
only one who has been really by my side is like my family. I thank God I have a brother so I can still talk to someone. But other than that, no
And then
one.
now at 15 you're stuck in quarantine. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Okay, so now we get it. But really, I think you're just so young, and a lot of people can relate to what you're going through. So don't worry about it. In a few years time, when I hope everything normalizes, you'll find special people as well in your life, aside from those you have right now. But Lily, we also have a question about your name. So we know that you're Lily Letitia, but where did Lily QueenB come from?
Wow, Lily QueenB was actually named by that girl who I wrote the song about, Dear Best
Dear
Friend.
best
Well,
friend. Oh.
yeah, so she actually, it was an Instagram name. Everybody had Instagram that time. I was the only one who didn't because I was that girl who listened to my mom, and my mom was like, "No Instagram for you. There are so many creeps out there." But my brother
Yes.
had one. Though he is 3 years older than me. I
Mhm.
still felt like there's no. It's not fair. You have Instagram. Everyone has Instagram. I don't have Instagram, and I have a phone. What am I gonna do with
Mhm.
this phone? Just take pictures and not post them. So I asked my friend, it was a secret to get my own Instagram. So I asked
Oh.
yeah, but then my mom found out after like one day. Don't worry. And then the punishment was that she could control my Instagram for the rest of my life. Yes, until now.
Oh,
So
that stands up to now.
that's up to now, but now I co-own it. I co-own it. But my mom still manages it and like see if some creeps are DMing me and things like that. So then I said, "What is my username?" Because my brother had a cool username at that time. It was Neo X Tumblr. My other friend had a cool name as well, was with Cinderella at the end. However, me, I didn't want to just go like Lily Letitia, that's all. But actually thinking about it now, it's like I wish I had Lily Letitia. I'm not gonna lie. But then she said, "Oh my god, you should go for Lily Queen B." At that time, that B could be anything. Now that I realized it in the future, but at that time, she had to cover up the real truth. She had to cover up the B to something else. But because I
Uh-huh.
did ballet, it was so coincidence that I did ballet. So she's like Queen of Ballet, but I know that B was something else. I knew that thing was B something else. So yeah, I guess that's like how they come up with Lily Queen B. But until now, I'm mostly known as Lily Queen B rather than Lily Letitia, because everybody knows me from Instagram. Nobody really
Uh-huh.
knows me as Lily Letitia. And I was like, for my music career, since everybody knows that and they already started supporting me based on all the projects I've been doing, let's just go for
Mhm.
Lily Queen B. Let that be my stage name or my artist name. And Lily Letitia can be more for friends and for like cousins. But
Mhm.
really, my actual real name, if you want to know, my
Yes,
real
please.
actual name is Letitia. That's it. There's no second name.
Ah,
There's no. That's the full name, Letitia
how about
Lee.
Lily?
Lily was because lots of people couldn't say Letitia in here. Apparently, based on what my mom said, they all said it really weird. So they was like, okay, since it was Letitia Lee, that was like the only thing my name was. They said, let's say, they call me Meme. Here is basically Mandarin for little sister. So
Oh,
it's, let's
really?
just,
Uh-huh.
yeah, Mei Mei. So they call it Lil Lee. So it's like Little Lee, and that is just my name now. Yeah, I nobody
Oh.
calls me Letitia at all. It's actually a really like just a fact about me, but nobody really knows that. Everybody was like Lily, 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 and they still even pronounce it wrong. It's not like Lily as in the flower, but it's like Lily. It's really complicated, and I would just rather be called as Lily Queen B. Honestly, there's no apostrophe there, because yeah, I did, yeah, actually my Lily Letitia has an apostrophe there, and
Mhm.
lots of people think I made it up, and it's not really in my birth certificate, but it is in my birth certificate. So
The
I guess I'm,
apostrophe?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, when you said they would also call you Meme or something, yes,
Yeah,
I was
Meme.
shocked because one of the top celebrities here in the Philippines is actually called Meme also. Meme Vice. He is one of
Oh,
the top comedians here. His name is Vice Ganda. Have you ever been to the Philippines?
no, but most of my teachers were Filipino all my life since I was in an international school. Yeah, my math teacher, my tutor, my English teacher at that time, my PE teacher was also Filipino. For like since I was homeschooled until grade 6, I just even my teacher for homeschooling was Filipino. But
Wow.
yeah,
Do you know any
from
Filipino words?
I only know puso.
Oh, that's good. That's a good word to know. Do you know what it means?
I think it was heart, right?
Yes, puso means heart. Means heart.
So like now, but now though, since I changed a homeschooling program, I have an Indonesian teacher. But all my life, I had all my Filipino friends. I even like most of my classmates were also Filipino. So that's really interesting.
Ooh, you should come visit here, when you get the chance, when
I
everything's
would love
safe.
to.
Uh-huh. Well, we would love to have you here as well, and I hope you can guest on Mix on our studio when you do get the chance to visit the Philippines. But Lily, can I ask for like a message to all of your Filipino fans watching right now?
Oh my gosh, yes. And oh yeah, I would love to visit Philippines. It's been one of my like bucket lists to go to, because I got so many people saying that the food is amazing, the whole place is amazing. So I was like, yeah, I'll go there. I'll go there. Definitely. In my life I have to go there.
Yay! Are you fond
So
of beaches?
yeah, I
Oh,
love
you
it.
you will love it here in the Philippines. We have great beaches, white sand and everything, clear waters. You're
Yeah,
gonna
I
love it here.
definitely miss going to the beach. I used to not like beaches, to be honest, because I was that kind of person who just likes to go to the mall because I look bad with a tan, by the way. I look really bad. But
Same. I
then
can relate. I don't like getting dark.
but then
It
when I
doesn't look
go
good on me. Hmm.
But then when I go to the beach, it was like because I had to go to lots of beaches at that time for the movie, and I was like, oh my
Oh.
god, it's kind of neat. I really like the pictures that I will get, but overall, I miss it because it's so fun though. It's like it's
Mm,
you're really in tune with nature. You feel really like recharged because it's not really no longer with social media at that time because there was no signal. We were in a
mhm,
remote island, so we were like really beaches all day, and I was like, this is actually really nice because I don't like pressure from social media a lot. So it's like, oh my god, this is like really nice. And now because of quarantine, I really miss it. But for the message for my fans in the Philippines, I would say thank you. Thank you so much for sticking along with me in this journey. And thank you so much for supporting me. Words can't describe how much I'm so thankful. Not many people really stick around in my life, but you are, and I'm very glad. Thank you so much.
aw, thank you so much for saying those sweet words, Lily, and thank you for spending time with us and sharing with us your life story and your amazing personality, and of course, those inside stories about Flawed. So to everyone watching right now, please do stream Flawed. It has an official music video co-directed and co-produced by Lilli QueenB herself. And of course, her debut single, Dear Best Friend, is also out. We'll be waiting for the other song about another best friend. But while we wait for that, again, guys, do watch her official music video and stream it. It's now available on all digital streaming platforms. And where can they follow you, Lily, online? Go ahead.
On Instagram, and yeah, on Instagram, I think that's like my favorite like social media. But if you would love to follow me on TikTok, it's also really cool. But just saying, I make really weird content. It's under which is UGH.lils, and that's LILSSS. TikTok is supposed to be really just for fun for me. That's why I don't put Lilli QueenB, because I didn't want people to know at first. But then lots of people knew about my TikTok. So I was like, hey, you know what? Might as well just promote it now. So yeah, it's ugh.lils with three S's.
I love how you really say "ugh." Yes,
Ugh.lils.
ugh. You just have to say it every time you promote your social media.
Yeah,
Okay.
ugh.lils.
Thank you so much again, Lily, for joining us. And to everyone watching right now via Facebook and YouTube, I hope you guys enjoyed this MYXclusive interview with Indonesian artist Lilli Queen B. Once again, I'm DJ IE from the number one music channel in the Philippines, Mix. Bye, guys.